So, you finally gained access to your Spotify for Artists profile, or you've had access for a while but haven't been utilizing it to its full potential. This is the video for you. Today we're going to walk through the most important parts of your Spotify for Artists profile so that you can optimize it to keep listeners on your profile for longer, while encouraging them to not only follow you on Spotify, but also on your other social media platforms. Hey folks, if we haven't met before, my name's Joey Clarkson and I'm an independent singer-songwriter, voiceover artist, and audiobook narrator living in London, UK with my husband and our two Pomskis. I make videos just like this about the voiceover world and the music business every week, so if that's your thing, please hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. Okay, as mentioned before, we're going to be going over how to optimize your Spotify for Artists profile to just better set you up to keep people on your profile for longer and encourage the listeners to follow you on other platforms as well. I'm not going to beat around the bush with this one, guys. I'm going to jump straight into the content and I'm going to pull up Spotify on my phone. I'm going to pull up the search and I am going to search for my artist name. The first thing your audience is going to see when they search for your name is going to be your profile picture. I always recommend going with your current release, not your artwork, that's important, just something that fits within the branding of your recent single or EP or album. When I click on my artist name, the first thing my audience will see is my name, big and bold, and behind it, my cover art. If possible, it's good to have another picture from the same shoot so that your branding is all nice and tidy, and when people see that style of shot, they can instantly think, oh, that's your profile. So make sure both of the images correspond with each other and look nice. The second thing people see when they land on my profile is my artist fundraising pic. If you don't know how to do this, this is a video that I'm going to be making in the future where I will walk you through step by step what you need to do in order to apply to have an artist fundraising pic. Basically, when people click on this, they're able to send you, or me, I guess, a donation towards my music. And this is something that Spotify doesn't take a cut of. Mine is actually directing people to a PayPal link so that they can send me, you know, money if they want to. To be honest, I put that up there thinking that I wouldn't see any response from that, and within like a week of putting it up there, somebody sent me just 10 quid. It hasn't happened again since, but I put that 10 quid towards the next single, and yeah, it felt great. Scrolling down, you're gonna see your popular releases. This is something that is just going to be generated for you. You can't control where people see things and where they sit on your profile as of yet. So this is the layout you get to work with, and this is what Spotify has deemed as my popular releases based on the past year's listening statistics. The next thing you actually have control over is your artist pick. Now you can see here that my artist pick currently says "Lovin' Russell Swallow's new track, Sunrise Sunrise." Russell Swallow is a great friend of mine here in London, and I wanted to help spread the word about his new release because this is where I think lots of artists go wrong using Spotify. The artist pick section isn't just a place for you to put your own music, and yes, you should put your own music there. When you have a new release, pop it right up to the top and shout it out as your artist pick. But Spotify, more than anything, is trying to be more of a community. And in order to reap the benefits of the community, you need to actually be a part of it. So I would suggest utilizing your artist pick section every single week by shouting out a different artist that you want to help elevate. Because that's not only a way for you to be a part of the Spotify community, but also for you to be a part of the greater music community. And it's really important to help lift each other up. I would suggest shouting out your own recent releases only in the first week of their release, and then using your other free weeks to shout out a different artist you want to help elevate within the scene. Alright, the next thing you also have control over within your artist profile are your artist playlists. You do have to create these externally within your actual Spotify profile for listening, and then link that playlist to your actual Spotify for Artists account. I currently only feature one called JC's Weekly Picks. If I was utilizing this properly, I would probably have like 3 to 5 different playlists that I could update regularly. This is again another way that you can give back to your music community and help elevate other artists, and that is so important. It's never been more important. So I would highly recommend using that as soon as possible. I mean, it's just a great networking tool. This brings us up to what I think is one of the most important parts of your artist profile on Spotify, and that is your About section. Coincidentally, I think that this is the part of Spotify that most people shy away from utilizing properly, and in turn end up kind of kicking themselves, because this is such a great way to actually bring more of who you are into your profile. And when you have so few ways to do that, we should be utilizing this properly. You will notice that this picture that I'm using here in my About section is completely different from the branding that you saw at the top of the page, and that's because Spotify actually gives you the option to upload a lot more pictures to your profile, and you'll see those when I click through. This is a great way to show more of your personality, show some behind the scenes shots. They don't have to all be professional photographs. They can be pictures of your life that you just want to share with your music fans or your music listeners or your friends or whatever you want to call the people who listen to your music. As you can see when you scroll through, I've uploaded quite a few different shots here. It's just a selection of past pictures. I am planning to utilize this more in the future and add some more personalized shots, because that leads us into the next point, which I think is really the most important point of your Spotify profile, and this is the part that I think most people fail at: your biography. Folks, this is maybe just a really intense personal opinion, but if you only have 170 monthly listeners, and I can say that because that's the small amount that I have. Don't get me wrong, 170 people, I'm like, holy smokes, that's actually a lot of people for me. That feels great, but it's still only 170 people. This is not a place to pretend like you're doing better than you actually are, because as you can see on your Spotify profile, Spotify tells the people who are reading your profile how many people listen to you regularly, monthly, before they actually read about you as an artist. So if your Spotify biography is talking about Joey Clarkson has achieved so many great accolades in her past and boasts hundreds of listeners across the globe who enjoy her music, I mean, there is a time and place for tooting your own horn, so to speak, and that would probably be saved for festival applications or when your PR manager is trying to big you up to get you better media placements. Your Spotify artist profile is not the place for that, especially if you only have 170 monthly listeners. At this point, when people see that, they're going to expect to be speaking to somebody who is independently managed, independently run, and people are more likely to engage with people they feel are real, people they feel are genuine. So what I would suggest doing for your biography on Spotify is exactly the opposite of what I would suggest you do for your professional biography. And that is that I would suggest you treat Spotify like it is an actual social media platform and speak in the first person. People are far more likely to engage with you and to want to be a part of your journey if you're honest with them about where you are in your journey. If they feel like your profile is trying to be something that you're not, they're probably not going to feel as inclined to engage with you. So I would challenge you to be more personal in your Spotify artist profile and actually speak to your listeners as if you were really speaking to your listeners. So for instance, my story, I'll just read it really quickly for you here because I think it's a good example of how you can be personal but still speak about what makes you tick as an artist. Now, I'm not saying this is perfect by any means, but I am hoping that it might help spark an idea of where you might want to start from. Mine says, "Hey folks, thanks for stopping by. My name is Joey Clarkson and I'm an independent Canadian singer-songwriter from Vancouver Island. I moved my life overseas after falling in love with a saxophonist in the band of the Scots Guards, and now live in London, UK with my husband Peter and our two Pomskis, Whiskey and Joey. He came with the name, I swear." I'm trying to be personal with my audience because I feel like if they're invested enough to actually go to my profile and seek out my biography, that they're probably interested in seeing who I actually am. It took me over 30 years to understand that the only way to be truly happy is to stop giving people what you think they want and start creating art that you know you want to make. I'm very pleased to say that I've never been happier with my direction in this industry. My sound has changed pretty drastically over the years, and I find that people and places around me have always influenced my sound. And after some incredible life changes and an international move, I am definitely surrounded by a lot of new. I feel like this is reflected in my recent releases and has in turn given me permission to be more bold with my future decisions. In addition to creating music regularly, I have recently jumped into the world of YouTube, creating how-to videos on navigating the music industry as an independent artist, as well as my experiences with voiceover work and building sustainable self-employment. I'm fairly active on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. I am just getting my grips with Clubhouse, and I'm rather rubbish at TikTok, but I do try. I would love to connect with you further. I've literally used every single character that you're allowed to use in the Spotify biography biography word count. I would recommend that you do the same. You have so much to say as an artist. Use this opportunity to speak to the people that you want to be listening to your music. I also made sure to put a call to action in my biography, basically asking people to connect with me further on the social media platforms of their choice. This is a great place to do this because the last thing you have control over with your Spotify for Artists profile is actually this lovely section down here where you get to direct people to your social media profiles. Make sure you are utilizing this section to the best of your ability and linking your social media accounts, because this is your opportunity to actually be able to speak directly to the people who are listening to your music on Spotify, and that is priceless. There you have it, folks. Those are what I think are the most important parts of your Spotify artist profile and how I personally use the platform to optimize my presence on it. Let me know in the comments below if you found this video helpful, and on your way down there, if you did find it helpful, please hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss the next episode. That's it from me today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to keep watching and learn more about Spotify and the things that you should do to elevate your presence on that platform, as well as the things you shouldn't do, I've made a playlist over here of my best tips and tricks and tutorials. If not, you could always watch what YouTube suggests they think you might want to watch next. Thanks so much for your time, guys. I'm looking forward to getting to know you better, and I'll see you in the next video.